Party. It is an honor to speak here. I'm a proud Tea Partier. I was at the first rally, and I just want to ask, were any of you angry when people started calling Tea Partiers terrorists? I know I was. Here's one of my first videos that I made in response to that, and this one's for you, Tea Partiers.
Sunny, yesterday my life was filled with rain.
Hello and welcome to Sunny TV, where it's always sunny.
You smiled
because
at me
I'm here,
and
your host, Sunny. On today's program, we are going to talk about terrorists. Yes, those pesky Tea Partiers. Now, I know the Tea Partiers say they're not terrorists, but it's obvious to the rest of us that they are. For one thing, they bombed the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. Oh, that wasn't them? Okay, well, they bombed something. They haven't bombed anything? Okay. They gather in groups with sticks and they give passionate speeches. And if that's not terrorism, I don't know what is. No, here's why they're terrorists. Because they support the views of the Founding Fathers. And we all know the Founding Fathers were terrorists. I mean, what was tarring and feathering? Tarring and feathering, burning down your neighbor's house, forming a militia and attacking the government. I mean, that's terrorism. Everyone knows the American Revolution was basically a jihad. It's terrifying for us to be faced with people who don't agree with us, so they're terrorists. If they would just stop believing in things that the rest of us don't believe in, they wouldn't be terrorists. They should take heart because we all know how terrorists are treated. They're actually treated pretty well. So far, the Tea Partiers haven't been treated very well, so if they just admit they're terrorists, I think that would actually be a positive for them. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Sunny TV. See you next time.
Yesterday was filled with rain.
Oh, no, here's why they're terrorists. They're terrorists because they stick to their ideas and they won't stop it. Their ideas of independence and individual rights and tax cuts. They're terrorists. They're terrorism. No, here's why they're terrorists.
So true. I love you.
Thanks. Like most of you, I was motivated to get active after Barack Hussein Obama, or BHO as I like to call him, became president. My particular type of activism is humor. I write these articles that are featured in Pajamas Media, and I do these YouTube videos that have been really popular, and I've been really happy with how successful they've been, and they've really gotten a lot of hits. So I'll be showing some of those to you tonight. Not only do I use humor to fight evil ideas, but I think that it's critical to staying positive myself, and critical to holding what Ayn Rand called a benevolent sense of life. And I'm hoping to pass some of that idea on to you tonight. The title of my talk and the tagline on my blog is Deadly Serious, Just Kidding. The issues that we confront are so deadly serious, and I don't need to convince you as Tea Party members of that because you're already an angry mob. Calm down. So, the more serious and grave the situation, the more that you need humor. There are two reasons why. Laughing at evil keeps you motivated to fight it. Making fun of evil ideas is also an effective tool of convincing others, or at least planting that seed of doubt in their mind, and particularly with young people, I think. Okay, so how does laughing at your enemies keep you motivated to fight them? There's not one of us in this room who doesn't pick up a newspaper and feel angry and frustrated at the direction that this country is going in. Every day there is some new outrage, and it's not just coming from the Democrats, it's coming from the Republicans, and that can be particularly disheartening. There are so few voices, too few, to take that principled stance to protect our rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We feel unheard, so we want to lecture everyone around us. At times, we feel hopeless, unmotivated. It just seems so big and so powerful, and it's all around us, even in our own camp. But when you make fun of evil, it loses its power. It just seems silly. Laughing at it gives you confidence that you will win in the end, because you sense these ideas are absurd. They don't work, and they can't win. Ayn Rand said in her book of essays, The Romantic Manifesto, humor is the denial of metaphysical importance to that which you laugh at. For example, the attacks on millionaires and billionaires among us are disgusting. The most successful among us are persecuted because they're successful. I get really angry about that. So I made this video. And it got more than 20,000 hits. It's called Millionaires and Billionaires Pay Up.
Hello and welcome to Sunny TV, where it's always sunny, mostly because I'm here, your host, Sunny. Today we're going to talk about millionaires and billionaires. Millionaires and billionaires have taken a lot of money from the poor. Somehow those sneaky bastards have figured out how to take billions from people who only have hundreds. President Obama has a plan to take all their money away from them and give it to the poor. And that will make everything fair. It will also stop the millionaires and billionaires from using their special powers of math from taking over the world. The last thing we want is a country run by rich people. Poor people could run the country much better than rich people. They have more compassion, and I read a study where they gave millionaires and billionaires and poor people the same amount of money. And it turns out that the poor people gave more away than the rich people. And that just shows that the rich people have no empathy. It doesn't mean that the poor people can't manage their money or that they're stupider. No, the study rightly concluded that it's because rich people lack just common human compassion. I don't mean you, Daddy. Warren Buffett says that the government should stop coddling the rich, and I completely agree with that. For a whole year, the government would be funded if all of the wealth were taken from the millionaires and billionaires. What's going to happen at the end of the year when there are no more millionaires or billionaires? Can't let those long-term problems get in the way with solving our short-term ones. Those millionaires and billionaires have not been doing their fair share. 10% of the population pays 90% of the taxes, but really it should be 10% pays 100% of the taxes, and we know that. I mean, we should all be taken care of by millionaires and billionaires. The other thing about the rich is they have way too much fun. While the poor people are sitting around struggling to fill out their applications for assistance, some of them can't even read. So that's hard. The millionaires and billionaires are off like yachting in the Mediterranean. We should also look into those thousandaires, because I think they might have some money laying around too. We all need to share in the sacrifice. Except for the poor people. The poor people shouldn't have to share in the sacrifice. We should sacrifice the rich people to the poor people, because the poor people deserve it because they're poor. Duh. Well, that's it for this episode of Sunny TV. Thanks for tuning in. And please rate, comment, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. The more hits I get, then I can put advertisements on and make money and maybe become a millionaire or billionaire. Which I'll then, of course, give to the poor. Daddy, no. But that's the credit card you gave me. I don't know. I just went shopping.